Welcome again to another study in the book of Philippians. I'm Colton with the Springfield Christians, and I'm looking forward to this week with you, and I hope you had a wonderful weekend. After Paul has acknowledged the persecution that this church in Philippi has experienced and is continuing to experience, as well as what all Christians experience, he says, "Therefore, if there is any encouragement in Christ, if there is any consolation of love, if there is any fellowship of the Spirit, if any affection and compassion, make my joy complete by being of the same mind." Opposition to our faith is inevitable. But if we truly care for one another, we'll focus on love, unity, and our one purpose. How tragic it is when there are so many churches in the world that do not believe the same things about the Bible. This is not the unity of mind that Paul is talking about here in this passage, but in fact it is disunity because we have differing faiths. But it is because of the unity that we ought to have that Paul also commands this. "Do nothing from selfishness or empty conceit, but with humility of mind regard one another as more important than yourselves." As a Christian, my life cannot be about me or how I can overpower others. But how sad it is whenever Christians and leadership within churches take advantage of people so they can line a little bit more in their pockets, thinking that the gospel is going to give them some means of gain. Paul even talks about that in another letter where he discusses that idea that people were taking advantage of fellow Christians for the sake of their profit. And so we must have a humble mind and a humble spirit. And we have this command from Paul to do nothing from selfish ambition because of one very important reason. We must be humble because that's how Christ acted. Paul says, "Have this attitude in yourselves, which was also in Christ Jesus." Considering everything that Christ did for me, how can I even begin to think only of myself? And tomorrow, we'll talk about that very thing, how Christ showed us what true humility looks like. We are Springfield Christians. Like and share this post, and thank you for joining us today, and we hope to see you tomorrow.